amid the tough conditions, the young Irish rider. First podium of the campaign was a P2. Esteban, a huge talent. He did win last time out, but Uriarte crashed out. So it would be great to see a battle towards the checkered flag that sees the main contenders. Esteban, though, as you mentioned, is a strange one. He's starting P11 on the grid, a rider of huge talent. He came from deep in Magny-Cours on the grid as well to take the victory in the Wet Championship. Or the Red Bull Rookies Cup, I should say, where he has one win in the Red Bull Rookies Cup. And guess where that came, Connor? In Aragon. So expect some promising things from the number 13. Veda Pratama, Asia Talent Cup champion in 2023. The Indonesian rider is another huge talent on that HRC Astra Honda side. And so Uriarte, the 51, keep an eye on him on the left-hand side of your screen as we get ready to go for race 2 here. Plenty of talent on that front row, plenty of talent on that. Their maiden victories in Junior GP. So it is go time, eyes on the lights, and the revs are rising here at Motorland Aragon, and we are racing in the first race of the day here in the Junior GP World Championship. And Brian Uriarte has gotten the start he wanted, as has Jesus.
Back in the lead, so something's clearly happened there, but this is looking already like it's going to be a classic and that the riders are looking to take the battle to Uriarte, which is exactly, as neutrals, what we wanted.
Yeah, Jesus Rios running it wide, I think, there around turn 3. Not sure what happened exactly, but crucial final section, you would imagine, as the race progresses. The long run, they get to open up the front here before, a little bit heartbreaking at turn 14, flick it left at 15, and then the long run towards turn 16 with the long looping left-hander ahead of the finish line. So Slipstream will certainly play. Jesus Rios hasn't quite recovered from that early mistake. The number 54 still riding in 6th position. We mentioned Joel Esteban before. He started in P11. He's up to P7 by the close of the opening lap.
Yeah, and further back, David Gonzalez started from P.
As we have seen in races gone by, it's Uriarte against Salmela out the front. Just a couple bike lengths back to Hakim Danish, but not a whole lot of change then in the order. Joel Esteban has gotten ahead of Veda Pratama. Jesus Rios is starting to cut through the pack as well. Pratama lost a couple of places around the first sector there. Now, will we see Salmela really is going to need to come up with some absolute magic to get the better of Uriarte, the number 51.
Absolutely, but for the time being, if he can match the pace of Uriarte, then that's enough. He's still got plenty of time to find and bide his time and make his move when he feels that the opportunity is there. There's no point in rushing it. There's no
gap here. He's got about 5-6 bike lengths, you'd say, back to Rico Salmela. And this is the run towards the line, the long back straight with the sweeping left-hander. And Uriarte has got that to perfection, you would have to say. And it looks like he's got
use that pace and really get back into this podium battle. There he is, confirmation of that fastest lap there. Absolutely sensational. New best race lap. And it looks like that gap that Uriarte had started to build is coming down quite significantly.
Here we go then, Casey O'Gorman up the inside of Hakim Danish. Didn't quite have the space to make Uriarte over that opening sector and across the front straight. So Jesus Rios has gotten himself back into 3rd position ahead of Hakim Danish. It looks like it's fairly settled between number 1 and 2, but plenty of chopping and changing in that provision. Pratama goes through, and now Joel Esteban goes through. Oh, a terrible couple of corners for Hakim Danish. He was riding in P3 just a couple sectors ago, and now he's down into 7th position. That is the standard that is on offer here in Junior GP. If you open the door, somebody will go.
It's Jesus Rios as well, whose pace early on has really dragged all of these riders back into what looks like it's going to be a fantastic battle for the podium, with Salmela managing to keep on the back of Brian Uriarte. That gap between Salmela and Rios now just
It is now a lead trio. Rios is closing that gap and closing it fast. He had just over 2/10 of a second on Uriarte last time round, and Uriarte has gone wide. He's gone very, very wide, and that opens the door for Rico Salmela, who gladly adds to the misery of this lap for the 51. And here he comes. Here he comes. The number 54 goes through on Uriarte. So, race on, Connor.
Absolutely race on. That's the pace that Rios has been showing throughout, and now both Rios and Salmela ahead of Brian Uriarte, racing here in Motorland Aragon. Well, Look at Uriarte there, he's already back through on the inside of Jesus Rios, who manages to cut back so sensationally. This is really chopping and changing. This is racing in Junior GP.
Yeah, all this chopping and changing has made a lead trio, a group of 9 quality in the Junior GP class. A race winner in Estoril on a couple of occasions. The young Finn really metronomic when he gets out front. And Uriarte's got more problems. Casey O'Gorman has fired his way past him through turn 5. Uriarte looking to manage his fight back on Esteban. Hakim Danish looking to make a move past either Uriarte or Esteban. Doesn't make it stick, but you'd imagine a move is going to come from Joel Esteban once again. Back out front, Rios looks to close up on Rico Salmela as Casey O'Gorman attaches onto the rear tyre of the Fee Network.
To be able to catch up with these leading two.
Yeah, brilliant racing here from the opening Junior GP event in Aragon, living up to the billing as we hoped it would. Rico Salmela and Casey O'Gorman of Estrella Galicia sitting in the podium positions. Is it a 1-2? Casey O'Gorman has moved through. Brilliant stuff all around the field from the Junior GP category. Hugely entertaining race here. It's Salmela out front, but for how long will Casey O'Gorman stay in the podium positions? Not long at all. Brian Uriarte moves into second with Jesus Rios now riding in third position. But Casey O'Gorman looking for a little move up the inside of turn 6. Nothing going this time. But Joel Esteban then sitting in fourth position ahead of Jesus Rios, with Veda Pratama, Leonardo Zani and Hakim Danish making up your top 8.
This battle between Uriarte and O'Gorman is
of Casey O'Gorman and Jesus Rios to push himself back into second position. So as it stands, it's Rico Salmela holding an advantage of about 0.2 of a second over Brian Uriarte. Brian Uriarte has much less time in fourth position, and again, probably just waiting for his time to strike, because there is a lot of chopping and changing and there is a long way to go in this race as we see Veda Pratama run it wide. So from 5th to 8th position goes Pratama as he runs it wide there around the final corner. Now, Uriarte is running in second position. Will he be in for 37 rather? Marianos Nicholas of the AGR team in the battle for 12th. You mentioned it earlier as well, just David Gonzalez, the number 11, is now running in 11. He had a back of the grid penalty, so superb ride from David Gonzalez. He's just ahead of these riders here. Marianos Nicholas.
It looks like a bit of a painful one there as he just gets to his feet. Hopefully he's just winded as Jesus Rios goes down, and he was in real podium contention there. His pride will be hurt, hopefully more than anything else, as he goes down after
through turn 5. But disappointment for Rios. We mentioned earlier he needs to find a little bit of consistency, because we know he has the talent, a 3-time race winner, podium finisher already in 2025, but his season has been inconsistent with DNFs or podiums. So it's just not been going his way. So there's going to be a change of the lead. The 67 over 27. Joel Esteban trying to hang it on the outside. Brian Uriarte's got the inside line in P3. But it's going to be Esteban who gets it coming out of turn 2. But no change in the lead. Casey O'Gorman, we saw him lead in Magny Corp.
He's been absolutely wonderful from right from the start so far. And he'll just look to try and hold off his teammate Rico Salmela for the time being. They are both opening up a gap with Uriarte. So if they can maintain that, which looks visibly like it's not going to be the case as they come down this reverse corkscrew, such a technical point.
All the riders inside this top 7. It's Joel Esteban remains in fourth position. Not for long, because Leonardo Zani has just fired it up the inside of Esteban. Brilliant stuff from the 57. The 57, of course, Leonardo Zani, we have seen lead races. We've seen him in the podium positions quite regularly. We've seen him at the front of every record while he was running. Guess?
P4. Where is he right now?
P4. So Leonardo Zani, can he break the P4 streak? It's only time will tell, but he's got the small matter of Brian Uriarte and Joel Esteban on either side of him. So if Zani wants that podium,
the pressure that's building behind him with this leading pack, and especially his teammate O'Gorman.
Absolutely, we have some yellow flags out as well in sector 4 at turn 15. It's Dodo Baggio who has gone down, so another DNF for the other Estrella Galicia. That is not going to help him. That's another big crash coming through turn 15.
Yeah, excellent response there from the marshal as well, just throwing himself over and onto the track just to help out and make sure everything is okay. Zani into P3.
Here we go, Leonardo Zani and Brian Uriarte. Well, Connor, before the race we asked, could anyone beat Brian Uriarte in a straight battle in Junior GP? It looks like we have an answer.
It does. And I think that we mentioned as well that this is one of the circuits where it felt like something was possible in the Junior GP World Championship standings.
Yeah, just watching the battle a little further back, Giulio Pugliese, number 31, Benyat Fernandez, the number 7, battling for 11th position. Some big points up on offer here, but it's a large group, so not everyone on screen will be scoring points here.
P28. So that's an absolutely incredible 20 positions that he's managed to climb through. And he's now just behind Veda Pratama, who's P7. So that's this leading group.
Yeah, absolutely superb ride from Gonzalez. We often laud him because we do call him Speedy Gonzalez ourselves because he's got, I think, about 2 seconds to make up
significant gap
on Veda Pratama. So with 4 laps to go, it seems maybe a step too far, but a brilliant performance nonetheless from the young Spaniard.
Absolutely, he'll have been thinking going into this race, I know how talented I am, I know I can get through this field, I want to get into the points. Done is absolutely incredible. Here we are watching the front of the race as well. Leonardo Zanni right behind the 2 Estrella Galicia 0-0 riders. He's just gone a bit wide there, but he's still managed to keep the pace there and on the straight. Can he get ahead and move into P2?
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Another win here in the Junior GP category, or is he? Because Casey O'Gorman is desperate for that breakthrough victory and to stand on the top step of a Junior GP podium for the first time. Leonardo Zanni, he's very much in the victory conversation as well. He's yet to podium in Danish. There's certainly a few bike lengths between them, but the pace of these 3 riders is outstanding with just, what, 2.5 laps remaining. So let's see how things will shake up. Coming around the final couple of sectors here, we entered from the Hakam Danish. So will Salmela have the pace to catch up with the front 2? And if he does have the pace, will it bring the other riders up with him and make it a 4, 5, 6-way battle for the victory? It all remains to be seen. You can see Brian Uriarte is way off the pace. What has happened to the championship leader? Thing coming in turn 1, it looks, but the rest of the riders have caught up. And now this 2-way fight looks like it might be a 5 or 6-way fight over the last lap and a half, Connor.
Yeah, Junior GP delivering drama from start to finish. Looked like Hagum Denise was really going to take advantage of that error from Rico Salmela.
I have the opportunity to shoot up the inside of O'Gorman there, going through the right-hander at turn 6, but O'Gorman doing brilliantly so far to hold on to the lead and fend off any challenge. So through the reverse corkscrew we go. Downhill, very technical part of the track, but it seems to be navigated well. He makes a move stick. Casey O'Gorman now relegated back to 2nd position with Rico Salmela in 3rd. Hakam Danish, Joel Esteban then making out the top 5. But Zanni leads. Is he going to break his podium duck in Junior GP, and will he break it with a victory?
He may, but meanwhile at the front as the battle continues, it's Leonardo Zanni who's leading and the 2 Estrella Galicia riders, Casey O'Gorman and Rico Salmela, so close behind as we go on to the start-finish straight.
Hakam Danish running it wide there. Has that cost him a podium opportunity as we go on to the on his heels? Rico Salmela, a race winner in the class already. Casey O'Gorman, a podium finisher, but has never won. All 3 of them are desperate to win here, particularly the Estrella Galicia 0-0 riders. But it is Zanni who is building up an sizable advantage, you would have to say.
It is to try and get faster and really catch up and narrow this gap, but it's looking like it's growing and growing. Leonardo Zanni growing in confidence as well.
He wants to hammer home the advantage, doesn't he? He wants to win this in style. Now there's a change for P2. Casey O'Gorman has the advantage now, you would have to say, after that. It looks like Zanni is going to win this one, barring any errors around the backstretch. Leonardo Zanni is a Junior GP race winner with Casey O'Gorman and Rico Salmela on the podium. Brilliant stuff from the young Italian. We said he had a bit of a luckless run. P4, 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 crash out of P4, riding in P4 in this race. Well, now he's a race winner, Connor. Brilliant from the Italian.
Absolutely sensational. He demonstrated his pace.
Veda Ega Pratama kembali mengukir sejarah dengan tampil sebagai juara di Hungaria. Balapan yang berlangsung penuh tensi dan drama itu menjadi saksi bagaimana pembalap muda asal Gunung Kidul, Yogyakarta, menunjukkan kualitasnya sebagai salah satu talenta terbesar Indonesia di ajang balap internasional. Dengan kemenangan ini, Veda bukan hanya menambah koleksi trofinya, tetapi juga mempertegas statusnya sebagai penantang serius di persaingan musim 2025. Hari itu, Suasana sirkuit Hungaria begitu meriah. Ribuan pasang mata menantikan aksi para pembalap muda, namun perhatian utama tertuju pada sosok Veda. Sejak awal musim, namanya memang sudah digadang-gadang sebagai salah satu calon juara. Meski persaingan ketat dengan pembalap Eropa, Asia, dan Amerika terus berlangsung, Veda mampu membuktikan bahwa ia bukan sekadar peserta, melainkan calon bintang yang lahir dari kerja keras. Balapan dimulai dengan atmosfer panas. Veda memulai dari posisi grid depan setelah tampil impresif di sesi kualifikasi. Start berlangsung ketat, beberapa pembalap langsung berusaha menekan, namun Veda tetap tenang. Di tikungan pertama, ia memilih jalur aman dan tidak terjebak dalam risiko tabrakan. Strategi ini terbukti efektif. Sementara lawan-lawannya sibuk saling salib, Veda menjaga konsistensi kecepatan dan mulai membangun ritme balapnya. Memasuki lap-lap awal, Veda memang belum langsung memimpin. Ia sempat berada di posisi ketiga, mengawasi dua rival di depannya. Namun, pengalaman dan kecerdasan balapnya membuat ia tahu kapan harus menyerang. Pada lap ke-7, ia melakukan manuver brilian di tikungan tajam sisi dalam, merebut posisi kedua dengan gaya yang bersih namun agresif. Penonton bersorak melihat aksi tersebut. Puncak ketegangan terjadi di pertengahan balapan. Veda berduel sengit dengan pembalap yang sejak awal memimpin lomba. Saling kejar-mengejar dalam kecepatan tinggi membuat balapan terasa mendebarkan. Beberapa kali Veda mencoba menyalip di sektor tengah sirkuit yang berliku, namun lawan masih bertahan. Kesabaran Veda akhirnya membuahkan hasil. Di lap ke-14, ia memanfaatkan slipstream di lintasan lurus, kemudian menyalip dengan pengereman telat yang khas ala pembalap berani. Dari situ, Veda resmi memimpin balapan. Setelah berada di depan, tantangan justru semakin berat. Tekanan dari belakang tak berhenti, tetapi Veda memperlihatkan kedewasaan dalam menjaga ritme. Ia tidak terprovokasi untuk melaju terlalu agresif, melainkan menjaga ban dan mengatur kecepatan motor secara stabil. Sirkuit Hungaria yang menuntut keseimbangan antara kecepatan dan ketahanan mesin benar-benar menjadi ujian, namun Veda berhasil melewatinya dengan baik. Di 3 lap terakhir, para rival mencoba memberikan perlawanan terakhir. Beberapa kali mereka mendekat hingga jarak kurang dari setengah detik. Namun, Veda tetap tenang. Fokusnya tidak tergoyahkan meski tekanan begitu besar. Dengan gaya balap khasnya, ia menutup celah di tikungan dan menjaga kecepatan di lintasan lurus. Saat bendera finish dikibarkan, Veda melintasi garis pertama dengan keunggulan tipis, namun cukup untuk memastikan kemenangan gemilang. Sorak-sorai penonton langsung menggema. Nama Veda Ega Pratama berkumandang di Hungaria. Ia mengangkat trofi dengan senyum penuh rasa bangga, sembari mengibarkan bendera merah putih. Momen itu menjadi simbol bahwa Indonesia bisa bersaing dan berjaya di ajang balap internasional. Bagi Veda, kemenangan ini punya makna khusus. Ia telah membuktikan bahwa kerja keras sejak kecil, mulai dari latihan di sirkuit kecil hingga tampil di ajang internasional, membuahkan hasil nyata.